Hello everyone, my name is Gina Park and I will be presenting audiobooks created by Lauren Asanada and myself. We will go over what an audiobook is, the advantages and disadvantages, the different options that are available, as well as how it relates to social constructivism. An audiobook is a recording of a text read aloud. They can be read word for word or in abridged versions, which means that it is a shortened version of a piece of literature which maintains the major and original themes but are shortened for quicker reading. Audiobooks are accessible through different technology that support streaming audio. You can find audiobooks in most libraries, online bookstores, and public domain sites. Since the 1930s, audiobooks were often used for educational purposes, but are now frequently used for recreational purposes as well. Many schools already have audiobooks in classrooms where students with impairments or students learning with a second language can access a different resource. However, in most schools, audiobooks are not available for all students. Here are some of the benefits that all students can experience. To begin, many authors narrate their own books, so feelings and emotions are authentically expressed. Next, you'll never have to worry about incorrectly pronouncing a word ever again. Students can properly learn the correct pronunciation of a difficult or new word. Students are also able to listen to the story and write notes simultaneously, which is much quicker than looking back and forth at the text and then their notes. Studies have proved that students grasp a short story better when they listen to it rather than if they had read it. Students also have the resource to experiment with the different methods of understanding a text. With that, students can be introduced to texts that are above their level and learn how to critically listen and analyze their readings. Now that we took a look at the advantages of audiobooks, let's take a look at the disadvantages. For starters, there is a difference in pace. The pace of audiobooks may be too fast or even too slow for some students. If it's too fast, students cannot comprehend the text, and if it's too slow, students lose concentration. It's easy for students to be distracted while listening to audiobooks because it doesn't engage the attention of all students equally. Next, in order to teach, multiple resources may have to be utilized. In a classroom setting, it is quite difficult to ask students to write about a certain chapter if they do not have a physical copy of the book. Which brings us to our next point. Audiobooks are quite pricey and can cut into the limited budget of most schools. Therefore, if audiobooks exist in a school, you would most likely see them in classrooms where certain students can greatly benefit from them. There are many audiobook options, both paid and free, that teachers can utilize in their classrooms. Here are just a few listed resources. Storynori has a range of collections of original and classic stories to poems and fairy tales. This website offers both audio and a written version. Loyal Books provides classic stories, and so does Storyline Online. But Storyline Online can be a bit more exciting as some celebrities make an appearance. Epic is actually a paid audiobook collection, however the first 30 days are free of cost and it costs $4.99 a month after. There are more than 10,000 free audiobooks to discover. When it comes to paid audiobook options, Audible is perhaps the most well-known resource. They have more than 150,000 titles and it is quite user-friendly. With added technology, users can seamlessly change between text and audio. Audiobooks.com is quite similar with less titles. Cheaper options include Bookmobile and Smart Audiobook Player, which runs from $1.99 to $3.99 a month. Let's explore how audiobooks relate to social constructivism, which is learning by practical activity in a social environment and contingent on cultural practices and language. For example, students can listen to the recording as a group. They are able to discover new perspectives of the reading with new or different voices and emotions added. Group or class discussions of how to use it, how it differs from reading it yourself, can aid in the learning experience. Furthermore, language and culture can be aided or advanced through audiobooks. Here is how Lauren and I utilize Mayer's multimedia principles to deliver our presentation. 1. Coherence. Our presentation delivered the information directly without any excess wording. 2. Signaling. Our presentation had specific slides that correlated to each topic and included both the title and main points. 3. Redundancy. Our presentation did not use much text, but we used graphics and narration to explain the main idea of our topic. 4. Spatial contiguity. Our presentation was organized by slides, and each slide had related graphics and text next to each other pertaining to the topic of the slide, only so the viewer could follow the information more easily. 5. Temporal contiguity. Each slide had a picture and text of the topic of the slide on the same slide rather than the text and a picture on two different ones. 6. Segmenting. Each slide has its own specific main point, and we use graphics, text, and narration to cover the main point. 7. Pre-training. The opening slide has a topic that our presentation will cover so the viewer will know what to expect. 8. Modality. We've used the majority of graphics and narration to aid the direction of our presentation. 9. Multimedia. Each slide contains both text and a related graphic. 10. Personalization. Our narration is very relaxed and at a normal pace. 11. Voice. Our narration is done by human voices, so it is a natural voice instead of a robotic or machine voice. And finally, 12. Image. Our narration is strictly the voices, not a video of our narration. And that's the end to our presentation on audiobooks. Thanks for listening.